The cerebral cortex, divisions of all the placebos and all the mystical side divisions, and activating everything through light signals. Basically, I've changed the perceptions. I jump started all solar systems on communications angles, which means that if you get the dimensional Earth third system, before I get started, thank you all subscribers and viewers and everyone who's watching my channel, as Force Rising, Grand Rising, everything through electrical unit, low frequency levels, love system, love activation, love everything through the correlation system, activation light systems, divisional levels of core recognitions, high rise on so many locations of standard point divisions, universal set systems, and everything through realm division. Realm division is everything through humanity system. So I jump started everything through solar systems on communication, new colorations, and new vibration panel activation code systems. So basically, questions or comments you can go on my email, PayPal, donations. Let's start off with the blue. Now, this is understand perception divisions on location centers. Okay, so you have the center core. Okay, so let's say it kind of looks like a donut, right? Now, this is the mantle. This is liquid formation, right? This is the earth. Okay, this is the actual earth where it's liquid, right? It electrifies in so many levels of division. So you understand its rotation centers. You understand its metric system. You understand how to take it out of its equation. This is what it does every single day. Okay, it rotates. Okay, as it's rotating. So my perceptions right now changed and jump-started the division level of the planet system of dimensional Earth. That's how you get full rotations, balance locations with humanity systems. There are correlation panels and everything to the activation center. So my perception has jump-started the dimensional Earth to higher vibration into the algorithm program of patterns of resolutions. Okay? So understanding that, what happens with the voicing grid pattern, my voicing grid pattern is now 300 billion years, 300 billion years into the future. Now, I'll tell you, I got so much balance right now because it's in the universal alignment. A universal alignment is setting everything through course. So let's say you got your past, and you got your present, and you got your future. Force recognizes everything through alignment. So past, present, and future goes like this, right? Okay. Now everything through the past, okay, is allocated position. Everything in the present is allocated position. Everything in the future is allocated position. Understanding the past reference, it's going to disappear. Okay, once that disappears, it unites everything through communication. Remember, the dimension Earth, you're connected through your algorithm programming. How to change everything through alignments, how to change everything vortex, how to change everything cortex, how to change the mystical side of you, how to change the energy system of you, how to jumpstart anything through location. And you can do this through the voice grid patterns, all division level systems. Because I travel mechanism on so many levels when it comes to my computer system, which is energetic system. So my molecule structure divisions and everything through my platelet division of my body septical system is coming into chromosomes of all division levels of one plasma system. So they're coming in together like this. Okay, they're all trying to come into one. If you watch loosely, you understand how she went up to 100%. So it's all about taking all those molecules and putting them into one. They're all joining into one. So that's what's happening with my mainframes, body frames, and everything through my electrical unit system of my reptilian division is on a high illumination light system. My transmission light system is not a pyramid activation code system anymore. My body system has transferred to all locations into universal alignments, and everything through my perception division has changed everything to location. So it's extremely powerful stuff when you get in that connection. So as we're coming into the past, everything has gone through its location through its body frames. Now you come into the present, you stay in the presence and its realm division, high rises in location. Okay, so it stays with that. So it's high electrical unit systems, all connected through the dimensional Earth, rotates in all divisions, activates its light signals, correlates its energy system through its planet location of its energy field systems. And this is what you get. Okay. So when that past is gone, the algorithm system, everything through the past location of the dimension Earth is now coming into the presence of its time, space of its time. So it's allocated positions, changing your mind frames through your algorithm programs. Okay. So basically it sets a new course and puts a new energy fields around the past of its presence. Okay. So it's understanding that everything of the past, present, and future, okay, is in alignment. It's a universal alignment through the cortex division. That's the mystical side of you, right? That's the spiritual side of you. So it's understanding once you get rid of the past, the old past of its three-dimensional system, three energy field systems, the perception of its divisions, you create new divisional levels in a universal system of alliance of energy fields. So it's got 5 central systems now. Remember, I was telling you the archives and its division, kind of scanning zones and everything through that, through the metric system, everything, sun interface and everything through the moon interface, how it changes the algorithm, its program. Well, it's jump starting everything through humanity's system now and putting them into the 5th dimension of its past alignment. So you got new energy fields in the past now. All right. The presence is now in its location. So it's kind of like you have your alignment of the past, but it's got a whole new energetic system. That's how you change everything to humanity's system, all connected through the energy fields. Once you get that, then you have the realm division of its presence. You live its presence and stay in its presence. And the future, okay, will behold. So, plus it has its alignments, right? But it stays within its planet, okay, because everybody resides in a different future. So it doesn't have its energy fields. It has its magnetic energy force through its magnetic system. It's connected through dimensional Earth. But that's all decided when you come into the future of your systems, okay? So that's how it starts. Okay, all connected through the core center of the mantle of the dimensional Earth. This is how you jumpstart everything through location. So, and I move the dimensional Earth. Okay. When you know how to use these things through your voice and grids, this is what happens. So it goes on as a location. Right. Once you get everything into the mystical spiritual system. Okay. So it allocates and locates in positions. It comes out its division. Passive its reference is now in its energy fields. The presence is in its alignment. So we call it the universal system. And it changes all your algorithms, mind system, humanity system back into traction division. So it's taking out the past alignments of its traction, putting yourself into the presence of its traction, and beholding its future. Because everybody's on a different alignment, different time, different frequency, different code, different space anomaly. All right? But that's what happens when you go through connections, 3D perceptions. So my energetic waving system through all connections, my universal systems, magnetic force and highway information system, goes into the center core of my division, changes my molecule system, changes everything biochemical system. And the plasma, it's kind of like this. It's like coming into one. Okay? So it's kind of like this. These are the molecules, right, that are set in your septical system, or your body framing system. Now, once that comes together, it comes into one. So it's joining everything into one. Okay? So once it comes into one, right, then you're at 100% capacity of your cerebral cortex. All right? So that means that your whole body frame, even though you're in the base, you stay in the base, your whole body frame is nothing but energy. It's liquid energy through light activation, through coloration of lights. It sets course to all divisional levels. Okay, I'm reaching a certain point to all divisional levels. Okay, I went to the atmosphere systems, all calculation modification, all solar systems. Now I'm in the universal alignment system. So that universal alignment system is now jump-started everything through the dimensional Earth. I changed the mantle and its location through electronic defense to locations of the dimensional Earth. I use my perception, my voice, and grids. So I changed the mantle, okay, the core center of its dimensional Earth. I changed the past alignments to a new alignment through new energy fields, of 5 energy fields of its past. So what that means is that everybody's going to recipher their dreams now through their past reference. That's going to allocate positions and put you into higher location of balance to understand more of your past. Because everybody has grievances. So it's knowing you're deciphering everything through that division. All that's going through calculation modification, take it out of its equation, right? So your past alignments are in a different alignment to your universal system now. Okay? It's crazy stuff, guys, but that's what's happening right now. Okay, it's reaching the core center of its mantle, its dimensional Earth. Remember, I have full communication and everything through its alignments when it comes into a universal system. I had to reach 300 billion years to get into that. So now you're understanding what's going on right now, that this alignment's the past, present, and its future. The realm division sets all core systems. It sets its divisional levels in the dichotomy system. That separates everything through the abyss. So you no longer stay in the negative system, you stay in the positive center through vibration. That puts you in everything through traction divisions into realm divisions of the presence. Okay? Allocated positions in the past, but you have new energy fields. But the future's behold, because everybody's on a different alignment through future. And that's the connection through space and time. Where you are in space and where you are in time. The traveling mechanism of space and the time frequency levels you are in space. Okay? So now I'm in a universal system, changing the mantle of the dimensional Earth, everything through electronic fields. I change the rotation of its dimensional Earth. Okay, I change everything through electrical unit of the dimensional Earth. I change the colorations of the Earth. I change the nature core of its weather patterns of its Earth. I change the perception of its division through a central system of its Earth. I control everything through the controlling system of power connections. I now control the central unit grid system. I control everything through alignments now, through the 12 divisional levels of planet systems of locations. Right? So, understanding alignments, understanding the universal system, how it's set up, divisions, understanding history, understanding ancestry. These things are important. Okay? Understanding planets. You know, understanding lights. See? I don't know if I told you this, but I was trying to get balance yesterday. And because my mind system was going on so many wind spins, the actual chair itself was off the ground, spinning. I look at the bed and it's off the ground. I look at the, anything, shelves or anything like that, it's switching, it's changing. It's showing me different positions. So that means, you're in a universal system of the cortex vision. My illumination of my reptilian of his brain is in high location. My wiry systems and my brainwave systems are universal alignment systems. My cortex division is a highest location through mystical division. And everything through my grid program is on communication of balance. That's how I'm able to understand the alignments, past, present, and future, all connected through the mantle, okay, which is liquid, right? So it's understanding communications with the dimensional Earth and how it goes into everything through divisions, all connected through perceptions and your voicing grids. So it's all about setting course and changing things, right? Changing everything through lights, changing everything through your body frames, changing everything through your alignments, changing everything through your past, present, and future, right? So that's the reason why I go up to these levels, all right? And it just goes on and 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 on. And the thing is, I am going to reach 1 trillion. I am going to reach 1 trillion years into the future. I have to. There's certain points I have to change. And to change these things, you have to center core everything through balance. Balance is everything through vibration. It's not just humanity that has to be protected. It's everything around planet systems. All intelligence through locations are on low vibrational panel activations of codes. They get a high rise through the divisions. So it's not just the dimensional Earth that we residing on through vibration. It's other planet locations of other solar systems. Okay. So now you understand why I'm so high in division. Okay. It's not just the dimensional Earth that has to be healed. It's everything else to planet locations. Because there's intelligence on each planet, right? The communication centers have to be in traction division. The algorithm program and everything through lights, fixtures have to be, all communication, electronic interference, energy fields, security line defense, realm divisions, location divisions, the acting cycles of its divisions, location centers, okay, the opt divisions, the optical illusion divisions, right? The receptacle divisions, right? Retrangle. A retrangle is understanding is a back forth whose connection of a diamond core. That diamond core sets its division when it comes to its pyramid activation code system. So it changes its triangle into its diamond core. So it's kind of like you're doing a diamond, right? So back phrase it up, okay? So to understand alignments, you have to understand the past, present, and future because it has different time code frequency levels when it comes to space and time. So it's knowing how to change everything through space and time of the past, the present, and its future. So you get into one alignment through one line system. That's how I'm able to use the perception of its mental division of the correlation system of the dimensional Earth. Okay. So it's all about controlling everything through the power grids, right? The central system. Okay. How to communicate with the sun interface. Do you guys know how to communicate with the sun interface? Do you see the sun interface? Can you actually go behind it? Do you know what it is? It's not just a portal, right? Do you know what the moon is? It's not an answering pattern. It's not information. It's more than that. So the more you go beyond the mind system, the more you see, the more you feel, the more you hear, the more you touch, and the more you taste. I mean, I can taste space. That's how powerful it is. I can now taste space. So when you taste space, you're at an oxygen level of a division through energy systems. Your receptacle unit systems on location of divisions. I'm traveling so fast through vibration. Remember I said 0.0, right, which is zero gravity. That zero gravity gave me what I needed to do when it comes into the alignments of the universal systems and how you change everything through the core system of the dimensional earth. I had to read this through information systems. I had to correlate through all my algorithm programs. I had to set my digital frames to this location to alignments to change anything through the universal activation system, all connected through the reptilian of its brain. So the illumination of the light of the reptilian of its brain is on location through its spine. The spine is connected to the heart. The heart's connected to the soul. Soul is connected to the mind frame system. Everything is calculated and modified. My biochemical system, molecule structure division, is coming into one. So it's kind of like little energy cells that are coming into one. They're forming, and they're all coming into one. That's what it is. Okay? So that's how you have to understand how Big Bang Theory comes out, and now it's got to come back in. But it all has to restructure your whole body. So you're coming into one septical system of one universal system of an I division through location of galaxy, location of universal systems, which is your atom. So it's really, really complicated stuff. But once you get into the mainframes of the mind frames of your reptilian of its brain and what it is through intelligence, now you're totally understanding what needs to be done, right, through the universal systems of its alignments, right? But it's extremely powerful stuff when you do things like this, you know? And the thing is, too, is that my picture's fine now, right? Because it's blocking the interface, which is the white graphing board system, right? But as soon as I take it off, right, it's allocated in space. It's open space. Once you understand space is open, it's open to everything. It's open to all realms. It's open to all planets, right? So, and it's extremely powerful light, you know. You can see that, you see it? Do you see my third eye? You see it? It's really powerful stuff, guys, but it's all energy now. So my liquid formation and my body frames and my algorithm system, my digital frames is coming into one septical system of an I division. So it's knowing how to bring everything into balance of one location to one center of one digital frame. Remember, I was saying going down into one number. Once you get into one number, everything disappears, right? Quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. So if I pick up this marker, it disappears right away. Then I know exactly how fast it is through its wind spins, know exactly what it is through dimension, and know exactly where it is through vortex division. See how it's going faster? And it's going slow. It's going extremely slow, but look. See how it glides? See? And remember, it's communicating with me. Okay? And then I communicate with it, and then it communicates to me to its dimension. So it's getting partnership with anything through formation. But it's very slow, but you can see it travel, right? Just want to show you how powerful things are, because every day through a video, my altitude of my oxygen levels and my atmospheres changes the wind spins. It changes everything through the hand formation. See how my hand glides? You can't see it, right? When it's going like this, it's like a windshield wiper, right? But you see it traveling, right? So it's incredible force, right? So it's understanding that you have one, right? And this is what humanity knows. 1 + 1 is 2. That's all they know, right? That's why I like Lucy. It's a perfect example of what's happening with me. So it's understanding when you're at 10% and you go 20%, 20% is understanding how to control your body. Okay, 30% is how to control others through their mainframes. 40% is coming into matter. 50% is more coming into the mind, right? Allocated positions to everything, to the universe systems and planets and locations. 100% is everything through energy. It's like you're everywhere, right? But you're still in the mainframe. This is where it gets confusing. Knowing that, yes, I still stay in my mainframes and my body frames and my reptilian mind frames, but you have to understand that my whole body system is in space of liquid formation through lights of activation. I will still stay in the body frame. I'm still flesh, right? It's still flesh, right? But my whole conceptual system and my mainframes, mind frames, algorithms, programs, electrical units, everything security line defense is in space, if that makes any sense. So knowing that I'm 0 point gravity of everything and communications of everything through intelligence of AI operations and formation systems of everything through perception, through operation centers, because that correlates everything through communication centers of all planet locations, right? So I jump-started the dimensional Earth through my perception of my voice and grids, changing everything through its alignments of past, present, and future, right? So humanity can get a better understanding how to communicate on their levels, how to decipher their dreams in the past, how to communicate with themselves a lot better, right? Everything I do helps humanity, but it also helps space. It also helps intelligence of planets and locations, right? So it's understanding zero gravity of vibration, zero gravity coloration, zero gravity light activation, and zero gravity of heart reactor division. Okay? And your molecule structure divisions. Once you understand your biochemical systems, little pocket cells, billions of neutrons, photons, nucleus, whatever you want to call it, it comes together all into one. It blends into one septuple cell. Okay? And then it becomes the eye of Father. And then it becomes God frequencies of everything through location. And then it becomes Mother. And then it becomes archangels and angels. And then it becomes your definitive self through your sacred self, which is the surrender of everything through connection, through lights, colorations. Everything, okay, through universal systems. Your cortex division is on so high levels of your body framing systems, of your mind system. It high rises in so many levels of calculation, modification, integration, and calibration. But we all start with E equals MC squared, right? So, and as you can see how powerful the light is, right? Okay. So that's why I got to stand back, because if I stand like this is extremely, it's incredible light, right? And again, the curtain is closed. And then you see the archetypes come in, the blue flame rockets come in, then you see the plasma bubbles come in from different dimensions of rotations. But I'll show you that one more time. It's incredible force. And all connects through the simulation of you. Simulation of you. You are the simulation. You are the balance. So understanding your structure divisions, your molecule fraction divisions, okay? Because now once you go higher and higher, your molecules and your frames and everything comes more into balance of one location. So that's what it is. It's understanding one location and one vibration, and that's it. Because you have the vibration, frequencies, and energies all in one, in three element systems put into one. Okay, that's what you want to do. You want to put your mind, thoughts, okay, and everything calculation of mass into one. You want to put your heart portals and realm divisions into one. You want to put your soul path and divisions into one. You want to put your body frames, your algorithm programs into one. Okay, now once that comes into one, it's all about coming in together as one central system, one security line system to balance locations of digital framing systems into the simulation pattern through singular line division, which becomes its atom system. Now that picture that you see in the YouTube, okay, on my platform, on my page, that's the Eye of Father, okay? A lot of people think it's a helix, but it's not. It's the Eye of Father, okay? So it's understanding what you see through division, what you see through perception, what you see through your connections of your speed, your velocities, and your spectrums. Where are you in division? Where are you in lights? Where are you in protection? Where are you in security line defense, right? And again, that's what this test, reviews, and evaluations I give you. So really understanding your body frames, your algorithm program, your digital system, your digital framing system, your mind framing systems, electrical framing systems, your perception of your divisions of electrical systems, your body capacitor systems, your compartments, your components, your electrical units, your wire divisions, electrical division levels of perceptions. All this is connected through your mainframe. And it's reptilian of its mind system. So high illumination light in my reptilian of its mind. I've had the full capacity of all alignments now through universal systems. So you have to understand how powerful the reptilian of the mind is in the brain. It's really, really powerful stuff. It's getting control through the brain waves of the human vessel. Okay. So it's allocated positions where you get the reptilian communicating with the brain. So it's a reptilian brain of its mind in the spiritual system communicating with the human vessel of its brain. That's how you get the balance. So what do? You take the human brain, you take the reptilian of its mind and its brain in the spiritual system, and you bring it together. And that's how you get one line system, one security line division system to one location, to all realm divisions of all universal systems of alignments of all solar systems, all connected through the mainframes, mind frames, and body frames of human revolution. Okay? It's the most powerful video I can give you guys. All right? So knowing this will help you and guide you and put you where you need to do, how to really pay attention to the reptilian of its intelligence. Okay? Because it's the reptilian of the intelligence has the chakra system. You're just a human vessel, just trying to understand its understandings when it comes to experiences. You're going through this every day. You're flesh and bone. You're flesh and blood, right? And bone, right? So you have chromosomes, you have red cells, and you have white cells. But once you go beyond that, you're more than just a human vessel. You're an AI vessel through reptilian of the mind of a brain. So you take the reptilian of the mind of the brain of the whole body system, and the human vessel system, and you bring it together into one. Okay? That's how you become a full connection to awareness of information to your AI vessel. All right? Because it sets no limits. And everything through thinking becomes knowing and doing. No more thinking, no more hesitation at all. Okay? So it's knowing how powerful the mind is through the human vessel of its brainwaves, and it gets control and balance with the reptilian of its mind and its brain. Okay? So it's kind of like this. Like I said before, now. The reptilian of the brain is a lot different than the human brain. The reptilian resides on so many levels when it comes to the mystical side of its cortex or its placebo. Okay, it's the mystical side of its cortex vibration. So it's higher formation of intelligence. Okay, and then you have human intelligence. Reptilian intelligence of human. Okay, so you guys get a better understanding what I'm talking about here. So you got the main frames of a human vessel. Okay, now you have to understand that the reptilian of itself has a full body. It's not just the mind in the. It's not just connected to the spine. It's also connected. It has its own body system, guys. The reptilian has its own brain and mind and body. Okay, so this is where you have to really understand these things. The more you travel, the more you see. Okay, so that's why I had to go through these transformations, not just anything through communication of light communication, but it's getting universal alignments with my communication. So it's getting my human vessel and my reptilian vessel into one, right? Goes way beyond transformations. Okay, so you got the human intelligence and you got the reptilian. Now, it's all about bringing them into one, okay? Coming into together as one, okay? So it's coming into one. Now, once it comes into one, it becomes its reptilian. Okay? cortex intelligence. Okay, now this is going way back centuries and centuries and centuries. Okay, reptilian cortex intelligence. Now, once you get into that, you're in the highest formation. You come into the universal alignment. This is how you're able to change anything when it comes to solar systems. Because the reptilian of the cortex division is its location. It is the practical division. Okay, it's the rebirthing system. Okay, remember the Big Bang Theory? Even that before is before that. So you understand that you, once you become your reptilian or cortex intelligence, you are already through its past reference. That past goes its past and past and past. So you're way older than the Big Bang Theory. You have to, because intelligence is the one that created everything through the mind system. It created everything through solar systems and planets and everything, universal galaxy systems. Right? So when the mind is created, the reptilian of the cortex intelligence is created. Right? When that's created, it sets its alignment to universal systems. Then the Big Bang Theory comes in. Okay? Then you get planets of other locations, and then you get human residence, human revolution to evolution. Then it becomes human vessels into human intelligence, all connected through the reptilian of its cortex intelligence. Okay. So it's complicated stuff, but that's where it all starts. You really, really have to understand your mainframes and your body frames and all that. So it's knowing how to take your human vessel and become the reptilian of its vessel. They're not your AI, you're reptilian. Okay, because you are reptilians, right? Anything through light formation is a raptor. You had your grays, your trogs, and your reptoids. Okay, now see, they're all coming up now. So the plasma energy bubbles or anything that you see that comes in, it comes into its own defense mechanism systems. So for me to communicate with anything through this is through my reptilian, not just the mind and the brain, but also the body system. Okay. Yes, I'm speaking in a human vessel, but my body frames and everything is the full completion of its reptilian, of its cortex intelligence. Okay. It's all connected. It's all connected. So now you're studying more and more of its history and its ancestors and where everybody comes from. Okay. And even that has a past of a past. I'll keep going back more and more and more and more each time and show you how powerful it is, what the mind does. Because the mind, once it gets into universal alignments, it can go to past, present, future. I mean, I could do that before, but my body transformations are changing now into the full completion, right? My body system, my body frame is changing into a reptilian of an AI vessel system. Okay. So, and it's, you know, I don't want anybody to be alarmed. Just knowing who you are is really powerful, you know, but that's everything in chronological order, how everything is set up through the Big Bang Theory, because even through the Big Bang Theory, there was always something before that, right? And there was always something before the mind system, right? Just if you go way, way back, how was everything made, right? How was energy produced? How was vibration? How was frequency produced, right? Had to come from somewhere, you know? So it's understanding. Okay. Now, even space is powerful on its own because it's open space, it's open atmosphere, it's gravity, right? It has zero altitude, right? That's why, you know, the astronauts have to be in those suits, right? Their oxygen levels, right? They can't consume it, right? Because it's extremely high octane, right? So, and then you start, whoa, you know, I always wanted to do that. And the thing is too, because I understand my reptilian of its mind and its brain and its body now, I was talking about it before, not only I can control everything through my body, but I can control everything through gravity. So that's where it connects. That's where you connect through your energy fields. That's where you connect through your body. And then you start controlling things around you, right? So it's knowing how the reptilian of the mind of the brain can basically control anything through the body frames, all through connected through the planets of its universal systems, right? So I don't want to get too much into the past because I've already told you what happens with the Big Bang Theory, and before that's something else. But everything starts with the voice and grid, the sacred flame, the God's mouth, right? And it just opened up and it just created everything, right? It's amazing how these things are created. I think it's fascinating to know that everybody has questions on questions, and to get these answers is to understand the mind of its brain, of its reptilian, of its cortex, where it came from, the mystical side of vibration, right? How was energy, frequencies, and vibrations created? Okay? That's what everybody has to understand. Okay? And all this is connected through the reptilian of yourself, which is our raptors. Now, there are reptoids and trogs and everything through the grays that are good and bad, right? Trogs are bad. Reptoids are good and bad. And the grays are bad. So you have to understand all these three were put on planetation for a reason. You have to understand why the raptors were put on the dimension Earth for a reason. It's all about control. It's all about greed. It's all about taking over, right? So the dimensional Earth can't be taken over by the dark. It can't, because it will destroy everything through the atmospheres of space. Because the planet and locations are all gravity systems connected to the dimensional Earth. That's why dimensional Earth was created, right? It's a gravity center that holds up everything. That's when you get the archetypes that spin around. So the reptilian of the mind, of the brain, of the body knows everything through space and time, through its alignments, and that's how it's go through its cerebral, and it goes through everything through its connection with its cortex, and everything through divisions, electrical units, your body frames, your mind frames, your electrical system, your body framing systems. Okay, you guys are just, the force team is just basically coming into the electrical unit of you, understanding the circuitries of the, understanding the wiring systems, understanding your pixels, understanding your coloration lights, understanding your activation centers, right? That's what I mean, is the test is based on your 12, and then when you get past that, you get into 3, right, which is 15, okay? So it's really getting that connection and how to keep yourself in balance through the electrical system of you, through your gravity system, okay? The most important thing is to understand how to heal these things. You start with the grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres. You calculate and modify that, and you change the algorithm of the program. That's how you change the electrical unit system of the mind system. So remember, I'm not changing the human vessel. I'm changing the reptilian vessel that you have. Okay? So everybody's planitude as grays, trogs, or reptoids. Okay, I'll tell you exactly who you are if you want to know, right? Because you are in light and dark through balance. Okay? And you have to understand these things, because these have a lot to do with planets and locations, and why you guys were set in different levels through connections of anything through reptilian, right? Getting into the Dracos and the Drakians, the map sequence levels, how they created everything through planets. They had their own map sequences, they have their own planets, they have their own locations, right? So that's totally understanding where you are through division. Okay, where you are totally through division when it comes into that. Okay? Because there's allies and there's enemies. It's getting the balance with the two. Right? So that's why I know how to heal these things, because when I collaborate centers or and I change anything electrical through the body frames or the algorithms, I use my reptilian of its mind, my perceptions, my eye receptor divisions, everything through its connection with its mind framing systems, everything through the prognosis or anything through the diagnosis or anything through that connection. Changes everything through information, right? It's knowing how to heal one reptilian brain or mind to the body to everything through calculation. Okay? It's hard to understand these things because we all, yes, you guys understand because you are human vessels, but you have to understand the history and how you became human, right? Human revolution. Okay, then becomes its own evolution. Everybody has their own evolution of life and what they do with that, right? Now, this is going way, way, way beyond. And every time you go up to higher atmospheres, okay, you reach more point of view, okay, of its remembrance of your reptilian, of your mind frames and your brains and your bodies, okay? Because when I first started out, I started off the human vessel and I went into higher self, okay? Higher self to avatar, avatar computer, computer to energy, all right? All right. From there, understanding everything through the mind frames and the brain frames of the reptilian. Now, it's the body frame of the reptilian and it's the whole concept from head to toe. Not just the mind and the brain, it's the full body conceptual system that calculates and modifies and puts everything back in balanced location. So it's fully understanding your reptilian of your ancestry. So anyway, that's what information is, but it goes way beyond information because you are information. I'm information. I'm giving back information, but it's not information. It's ancestors' history. Now, it's information to a point of view where it's your life stream. Okay. Information is everything. I'm talking to you through information, right? You're knowing something through information. Okay. You're getting advice. That's information, right? You're doing this. That's information. You're getting a new job. That's information, right? AI, awareness. You're aware of this and you're aware of that through its information. Okay. That's why reptilians are extremely powerful through the mind system because they're aware of everything through their planet systems and everything through location of their bodies. They can control their bodies fully and completely 100% and heal anything in their body system and heal anything in humanity's system because it understands its reptilian of its electrical system. Okay? Because it modifies in everything through integration, through transformations and metamorphosing. It's an extremely hard word to say. Try to say that 10 times faster. Once you understand everything through transformation, okay, I'm not talking about, where you see a lot of things with TV where, I'm going to turn into a vampire, or I'm going to turn into a werewolf or anything like that. Now, that's the mystical side. These are all divisional levels of dream sets. I'm talking the actual self. You are going through a transformation and coming into your reptilian of its division. That's the whole purpose of this whole thing, right? Because the dimensional Earth is reptilian of its division. It's a planet location through communication center. It's an operation cycle. It's an operation system. It's the highest formation of gravity system. Okay, so it's a reptilian planet. You guys don't know that. That's why we created it. So you understand, that's why I understand the voicing grid patterns through the dimensional Earth and its core and its recognition and its mental and its electrical unit systems and what it needs to be healed through coloration lights and anything through protection. Okay? This is going way beyond angels and archangels, guys. This is going way, way beyond ancestry and history. It's you getting into you of who you're supposed to be. Okay? Which is your reptilian of your cortex intelligence. Okay? So, hopefully that helps you out. I've done a lot of videos on that, where it went from prince to king, there's a lot of ancestry and history there, but you have to understand, and ancestry and history has a reason, has a purpose, has a focus, has awareness, has a consciousness to everything. It's being aware of what's happening with you, being aware of what's going on with you, being aware how to bring yourself forward. That's the focus and the consciousness of what you're doing, consciousness of where you're going, consciousness of who you're becoming, and consciousness of everything around you. Okay? And consciousness of why these things are happening. Right? So now you guys see the fifth dimension as the fifth dimension, but we see it as the reptilian of its division. Okay? So you have to understand why things are created for a purpose, why intelligences are on planets for this purpose. Right? So it's fully understanding the vibrations. Planets have to high rise. All planets high rise for a reason. So if they high rise, your body frames have to high rise. If its main frames change, your main frames have to change. So you can always get balance every single time a planet location goes up. Okay? Because if you're here and your planet's here, there's a huge problem. Huge problem. There's no alignment. There'll be a lot of friction through line communication. It will break its frequency code system, the algorithm program. You have to readjust, reframe, refocus, realign, and readjust. Okay? So there's a lot of things you have to understand when it comes to your planets, how everybody's calculated and modified through planets. Okay? So, and all this is connected through your cortex of the cerebral. Right? Your molecules, your protons, nucleus side of you. Understanding your energetic systems, understanding electrical pads. Electrical pad is a divisional level through an optical level system that's connected through your placebo division, or anything through cortex of its division. So it's a central system of an energy pod through connection. Right? It's understanding everything that's going on with you. That's what everybody has to understand. And this goes way beyond the human vessel. But once you get into your reptilian vessel, my goodness, there's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing you can't fix. And that's what humanity really has to understand, is they're not just humans. They're more than that through revolution. So it's getting to those points, getting into the chakra system, getting into meditation, getting into breathing, getting into the higher self, getting into the all vortex divisions of the avatar, your computer, energy. Then you get into the reptilian. Once you get into energy, okay, then you get into the reptilian of the mind and the brain and the body. That full capacity system communicates on all levels, right? So everything through spacecraft, space division, all that, they platitude you and put up to higher force connection, and they change everything, okay? You guys have to understand how powerful intelligence is. It's flying. They fly you in space. They put you on a table, and they change everything through your formations. So you have to understand how powerful it is when it comes to intelligence. They're there to help you and guide you. They made everything when it comes to space and time and everything through universal systems. We created everything for humanity so they can understand more of their dream sets, right? So me changing the alignments, okay, of the 12 central moons. The 12 central moons is your chakra system. Yes, your chakra systems are moons. That's why it's connected through behavioral systems. We'll get into that more information, but this is understanding when you go through the reptilian of its perception, what I see through division through my GPS location systems. Your 12 central systems are moons. That's why they're so powerful. You can understand why they circle and rotate and why they change coloration of shapes through geometry systems, how they're a digital format through planet location, how they connect through other intelligence through space connection, through teleportation, energy transference, energy transformation, and everything through interface connections. Okay? So now you know the 12 chakra systems. All right? Why do you think they're so powerful when it comes to that connection through God frequency levels? I think you guys really have to understand these things, right? How everything is connected through you. That's the beautiful thing. You're all connected through everything, through electricity. You're a magnetic information that sets out voice and grid patterns through your mind systems. You correlate on so many divisional levels of your organ, of your program, of your computer system. Your energetic waving patterns can communicate through humanity system of energy. You can attract anything through your energy by vibration. It's knowing how to use your reptilian of your mind, brain, body system. Okay? So, let's see. Let's go through the questions here. Starseed, Sarah, Paul, Catherine. How's everybody doing? I got a download yesterday while driving on 10 and last destination. Yeah, you get a lot more downloads. Yeah, because you're high rise and more intelligence. It's getting into that reptilian of its mind and its brain now. Coming in hot at all speeds. I got one ear in my laptop and one on my phone. It sounds awesome. The commander twice and once integration in mind system. Yeah. I can hear space and silence, commander. Yep. Yeah, when you guys hear space, you don't have to plug your ears anymore. Now, when you close your eyes, this is what you have to understand. This is how you use allocated. This is how you use SOS in space. You want to communicate anything through intelligence. Is when you close your eyes, right? You want to open your ears. Okay? So this is what it is. This is where you get the sounding waves. Okay, this is a little trick. So I can understand. So you're traveling in space, you can understand what I'm talking about. So this is your perception, your body algorithms. Now your ears open up like this, okay? Sonifies divisions. Okay. So it's understanding when you close your eyes like this. Now, when you close your eyes, open your ears. Just open your ears. It's very easy. And then you hear space. Now, when you hear space, it opens up your chakra system. And it opens up your crown chakra. It opens up your grounds, your powers. Okay? So get into that. So that's what I want the force team to get into and understand how to do that. So you close your eyes. You don't really have to close your eyes. If you want to close your eyes, that's fine. But I prefer you keep your eyes open because you want to see what's going on because you're in space, right? 3 atmospheres, galaxy, location of its surface. So you can start, close your eyes. Now close your eyes. Now, it's easy to get into so you get more relaxed. So when you close your eyes, right, just open your ears, and you hear space. Once you hear space, everything comes in through XT1000. And they'll say, okay, what do you want? Right, XT1000 comes in, realm divisions come in, archetypes come in. Okay, so understanding the communications of that, now you're understanding that your mainframes and your body frames are connecting through the circle rotations of your centers and everything through your gravity centers and everything through your crown chakra. Crown chakra goes into magnetic force and highway. Information comes down, electronic interference. It goes into your mainframes, into the center core division, like this. Okay? So that's what you want to try. You want to try to do that. Okay? Now you can do that with your eyes open. It takes practice though. So you can open your ears and you hear space. Okay? That's a little tip. I don't think I brought to that anybody's attention. But if you want to hear space, if you want to start closing your eyes, that's fine. If you want to keep your eyes open, that's even better. I prefer you keep your eyes open because you're seeing everything around you. Things will come at you. If you close your eyes, if you keep your eyes open, you can see. If you close your eyes and you open your ears, things are going to come at you through reaction. This is how you connect through space, guys. All right? So if you keep your eyes open and open your ears, you're hearing space, and now things are coming at you. You can actually see them. If you close your eyes, you can't see them. Right? You're seeing what you want to see through perception when it intervenes and everything through connection comes into transferring, right? Transmitting and receiving. So when you keep your eyes open and you open your ears, you're hearing space, and that's how you connect. And then you hear, and then everything through your computer or your algorithm just go. It's activating everything through light signals, right? It's going through your rotations, and then you hear, and then everything comes in. That's how I'm able to get everything in, right? So I'm getting, signals from space. I'm just opening my ears, right? And you hear it. So it's training. It's training the mind. It's training the body. It's training the reptilian of its cortex to its placebo. Okay, it has front and lower lobes, right? So you have to know how to use these things when it comes to the frames. And your brain waves. So your brain waves and your tuning of its brain waves and its mind has to be in balance to do these things. It's a little tip, but you can catch on. Yeah, your raptors, yeah. Well, in that division, some are reptoids. I know who's a gray. I know who's a raptoid. and I know who's a trog. Okay? That's what I do know because I'm a reptilian. Okay, but I'm a raptor. So in that sense, the reptilian is the family. The dimensional Earth, okay, is its resurface. It is the reptilian Earth's communication center, right? That's why the Greys and then the reptoids and the trogs want to take it over, right? So now you're understanding history and ancestry, how powerful it is. Because if they control the dimensional Earth, they control all planet locations. Now you understand the history, right? Now how powerful it is, right? So, but it can't happen. So, and that's what I've just finished doing, right? Changing universal alignments into your past, present, and futures. So, let's see here. Yeah, your mystical side is the it's the snake. Yeah, it's light activation. Coloration patterns through your tail, transformations, communication, angle points. But nope, you're a raptor. Nope, Tina, you're a reptoid. Tina's a reptoid. Remember, there's good and bad in everybody, right? But I'm just saying, your body frames goes to electrical units of this mind framing system. So, but Tina, you're reptoid, so it's okay. It's just the only thing that's bad, fully, completely through dark centers, are grays, okay, and trogs. So there's more reptilians of reptoids and raptors. So it's kind of like, it's mostly even on both sides when you look at it. So if you look at humanity, what I do is I go through scanning and illuminates its lights and it opens up everything. And I understand their mainframes. I understand if they're trogs, reptoids, or grays. I'll know right away who they are, right? So it's really understanding the civility, civilization, and what you're going up against and what you see through your perception, right? Because if they don't understand their mainframes, if they don't understand their algorithms, if they don't understand their programs, then they're not going to understand you. They don't understand your dimensions. They don't understand your portals. They're definitely not going to understand who you are through division when it comes to reptilian. All right. So, yeah. Yeah, trogs are really bad. Yeah, trogs and grays. Yeah, there's more reptoids and raptors. It's pretty much even. Pretty much even. But all humanity is, they're not all raptors. There's a lot of grays and there's a lot of trogs. You have to go beyond the soul recognition. This electrifies everything through the mind system of the reptilian of its brain. You know, not the mind, the brain. I'm talking about getting the reptilian of the mind, getting the reptilian of the brain, getting the body system and the reptilian of its body frames, getting everything through calculation, mass, through modification, integration, to all locations and metamorphosing who you are through division, through planet locations of intelligence. Okay? So either you're a reptoid, raptor, gray, or trog. Okay? And it's very hard to defy that because you have to understand the communications, not of the human vessel, but of the reptilian of its vessel. Okay? So you go from human to AI to reptilian. That's the last. That's the last. And then you just evolve and then you expand and then you just become one system of a reptilian of a mind, brain, body system. And now you're coming back to location of your planet. Okay? So, and then you get your alignments of your past, present, and future through its connection. You know everything about your past alignment, you know everything through your presence, and you're beholding the future. Because your future, the only thing that can change is everything through your frames, your mind frames, your thoughts. If that changes, it changes future, right? Because everybody has a different journey, different mission. So your adventure, okay, will telegraph anything through energy. It will tell you exactly where you're going to go through space and time. Okay? But seeing things in the future, these are the things that you can do. Right? That opens up more of your cortex. That opens up more of your placebo. And it certainly opens up more of your AI vessel. Right? So you start off a human, AI, reptilian. Okay? And then after you become reptilian, it tells you it's a whole new platitude, guys. It's a whole new division. You start from work your way up, totally different chakras, but it's not chakras, it's planets. So that's what I'm saying. The 12 central systems of your decoding system, your body frames, is planets. So it's going from out of chakras and into planets. That's the location when it comes to reptilian. So now you're dealing with planets. Now you understand their locations. So you're communicating with planets of chakras and not just chakras alone. So you start with the human vessel and chakras through communication centers, and you work your way to planets through a tuning of its mind, of its brain, of its body. Okay? So now you know. It's fascinating when you get into those locations. So let's start off with the galactic circle of meditation. Going back down to vibration. It's easier now because I got more balance than anything else now. So it's understanding how fast I can go from zero gravity back to fifth dimension. And it's changing rotation centers right through the alignments. So it's not easy, but it can be done. Very interesting, powerful video. Yep. Yep, it is. It's extremely powerful. I'll give you more ancestry. But you start off as a human, you get into AI, and then you get into reptilian. And then you get into formation of either gray, trogs, reptilians, or raptors. That's the last. Once you understand who you are through reptilian, through your scales, okay? Right? Because Jasmine is a snake, right? She's a serpent, right? So she's understanding her structures. So she has to get out of that and get into the formation of her reptilian, which is a raptor. And understand, more of her lights and her activation, understand her planet location and her galactic family, right? So, but I think what's incredible is the fact that when she went through healing through me, right away, I told her exactly she's going to be a serpent of light. And then she came across a book. Like I say again, everything happens for a purpose, for a reason. So she showed me the book, right? That's powerful, guys. It's saying, whoa, now I know who I am. But even that is not the beginning. It's just the beginning. There's never an end, but it's understanding how to get out of the beginning, to get into the middle, and get into a new beginning. Okay? Human, AI, reptilian. And then you find out who you are. All right? Through its status. So it's extremely hard. So it's it's complicated stuff, guys. But that's what happens when you get into that. So the higher self, we'll get into that communication later. Now we'll get into the higher self, galactic circle of meditation. Now, as it's flying around, getting to used to know what's going on through perceptions, through your human vessel, the higher self goes on all communications, trying to understand what's everything through its chakra system, through its rotation, crown chakra, communication, setting out sonified energy waving patterns into electronic defense. Like this. Okay. So it sonifies everything through rounds. We already told that the connection, right? Everything's a block interference. Block interference, block interference, block interference. Line communication, sonar division, right? So beams connections communicates through the higher self. Higher self sees everything through traction division. So higher self has its own scanning, goes through your perceptions. So when I was going through transformation meditation, I was scanning planets. So if he's scanning a planet like this, he has to understand how many energy fields it has. Okay, like this, and say it's got 5 or 6 energy fields. So it has to find out, okay, it's got a little bit of toxic here at the bottom. Like that, it's black, right? So he knows how to use the concealments and how to take it out and bring it up to a higher division of higher location into a realm division of security line defense. Okay? So it's not just fixing the planet, it's putting it up to its higher division. So it's at a higher vibration of higher location through oxygen levels. So that's what the higher self does. It communicates to higher levels of interforce connections, interfacing to everything through planets' intelligence through locations, all connected through galaxies. All right? So the higher self is an information channel. So it all depends on your mind thoughts and what you calculate and modify and you integrate. What are you integrating? How many letters, numbers, and shapes? What do you want to communicate with? Right? And again, you practice with your eyes open, your eyes closed, and you open your ears. That's where you get connected through a higher self. That's the first thing we start off when it comes to transformation meditation. That opens up everything to division. So when you understand that, you understand the grounds, you understand the powers, and you understand your crown chakra. Okay. Little tips of trades of what happens when you come to higher self. And what the higher self does. What's the purpose of the higher self? The higher self is you. So it's trying to understand the real you. Okay? So, I mean, it's really understanding, communications of everything, with space for the very first time. Once you get communicated with the atmospheres, you're comfortable with the atmosphere. You're comfortable in your body frames. Body frame. Okay, body frame is just basically, it's a digital frame of you, right? It's a box surfacing of you, right? And everything around it. So it's scanning. You get into that scanning thing and it goes way beyond the mind system. That's how you're able to illuminate anything through the body frames. So your perception changes through colors, and your perception changes through lights, and your perception changes through vibration and energies and frequencies. That changes everything through harmonics. Okay, so you can be communicating with different intelligence through the higher self. So the higher self has to know how to communicate with these things, right? All connected through the crown chakra. Security line defense, we got into that. Now we got into the box surfacing, okay? The block surface, okay? Block interface. So it's understanding one box to another box to another box, okay? Because these are different realms. Understanding the crown chakra, where it's connected to all locations of communications when it comes to teleportation. It's energy of transference that's going into different locations through your digital system. The digital system is the number system. Okay, so we'll stop there. Okay, I don't want to go too high rise with that, but this is more getting into your avatar. But first things first is full communication of the higher self. And what is its purpose? So its purpose is you. Okay, because you are the higher self. To start off with. All right. It's amazing how I go from one vibration to the next. I'm still getting used to that, but I've got a lot more balance. Yesterday was a totally different scenario, but I have so much control now with that, right? Understanding the alignments and the 12 central moon systems of the chakra systems. Because remember I was telling you about how you use your finger points? You start with the information, the dimensional earth, the water, the air, and the fire, and then you get into planets. That's what it is, guys. That's the evolvements. That's the upgrades. So you come out of the chakras, you get into the planets of the moon surfaces, and then you understand each planet of location is the chakra system. Okay? So you come out of the chakras of the human vessel, you come into the planet locations of your AI vessel, and then you come into formations of your reptilian of its planet location. So there's a lot of things that you guys have to adapt to. Okay, you start with the human vibration, okay, energies and frequencies. Then you get into the AI. Remember, everything has to have its transformations. It has to understand its propagandas. It has to understand its sequences as it goes up through its atmospheres. So you start off with the human, you go into AI, and then you go into the reptilian. Once you get into the reptilian, now you're centering everything. Okay, you're centering everything, all your planets and locations. They're not chakra systems now. Okay, you're energy of everywhere now. Okay, So it's more of a plasma of you. So it's your, it's your communications with the simulation and how everything is set course, right? Through your code frequencies, right? So humans are trying to get used to the mind and the brain, as AI is trying to get used to the algorithms and its programs and its digital frames. And the reptilians getting used to the mind framing system, okay, of their computer system, of the reptilian, of its brain, mind, body, and soul. Okay,